Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
You know, a lot of people in the Patriot movement and the Anti-Federal Reserve movement, the Libertarian movement, the Von Mies crowd and others, they're all for gold and silver, but they're also for offshore banks where it's not even money laundering or anything criminal. You just put gold or silver in Luxembourg or Switzerland or the Bahamas. But the OECD has been calling those tax havens, and decades ago when I first started researching, said their main goal was to shut those down for the general public and the nouveau riche, the new wealth. The elite are allowed to. 19,000 plus smaller accounts totaling around, $12 billion was grabbed out of UBS alone, and they've indicted the U.S. head of it, the big Swiss bank UBS. That happened 2 weeks ago. And this is what I keep telling people, keep your silver in a vault in Europe, keep your gold in a vault. No, keep it wherever you think it's safe, near at hand. People say, well, they could still come take it. Yeah, they could come blow your head off. They could come put you in a FEMA camp. They could throw you in the fiery furnace with, they could do whatever. So, and I mean that sarcastically. The point here is that we're telling you what the elites do. We're telling you the safest bet here. Safest bet by a long shot is gold and silver and getting it at great prices. So that's the bottom line here. That I'm breaking down for everybody today. So I want to get Bob Chapman and then Ted's take on this, because they say they're going after all the major tax havens, but then when I study things, we know that's not true. The billionaire level elites, they've got their money in their own central bank institutions, and it groups above the Swiss bank account or private numbered account level. So, Bob Chapman, what does it signify that the elites are now going after the nouveau riche accounts?
They've been doing it very, very strongly for the last 10 years. Most jurisdictions have effectively been shut down if you open an account outside the United States, even if you have more than one passport, and one of them happens to be a U.S. passport. They want you to sign a W-9, and they turn it over to the U.S. government. And the reason is so that you couldn't avoid taxation if that was an event. And also, they want to know where your money is. And this is really what this is all about. They want to be able to control your money, no matter where it is in the world, if they would like to control it. And that's what this is all about, the collective information, first with Americans and Europeans and then the rest of the world. And they totally intend to do that. Whether they're going to get away with it or not remains to be seen. And that's why, and I know Ted feels the same way, I have told people for the last 49 years, if you buy gold and silver coins, you take delivery.
Ted Anderson?
Yeah, there's no other way to be buying gold. Certificates to have them stored somewhere, you're just asking. I mean, you're trying to buy insurance that's not going to be useful to you. If the economy fails and you have your gold stored offshores, overseas, in some bank, all you have is a certificate. It's going to be like you're going to be hungry and you want to eat, and all you have is a picture of a can of beans rather than having the can of beans. You need the gold and silver in your possession, not sitting in some hand somewhere else. Beside the fact, every single one of these nations that you mentioned, Alex, are all relying on a fiat currency. Every single one. When you see the G7 get together, it isn't the figureheads of the politicians getting together. It's the central banks, and each one of those central banks are printing money for nothing, and they're lending it to these people, and we have to service the interest on that debt. It's just as bad in Europe as it is here in the United States. It's not any different. You need to have something real solid and that you can trust and rely upon. And people in Europe know this. Alex, I got people calling me from everywhere across the entire globe buying gold and silver. Everybody knows they need it. You can't trust any one of these currencies. It's like this New World Order organization, and they just
Ladies
have
and
members.
Gentlemen, I'll tell you what the elites have. They own real estate, they have power, they have their own mercenaries, but the main thing they hoard is gold, silver, jewels, and fine art, because that's the only real currency they can carry with them. They can haul around with them. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you need to get into gold and silver right now with those deals Ted offered. 800-686-2237, 800-686-2237. And I always spring this on Bob. People can also go to the internationalforecaster.com, get a free trial subscription of that. Bob, also tell folks the toll-free number they can call to get a trial free subscription of the hard copy.
That number is 877-479-8178. That's 877 toll-free, 479-8178, or theinternationalforecaster.com, theinternational.com.
All right. And in closing to both of you men, I know we've known they were setting up a world government. We knew how they would do it. We knew how they'd implode the economy, have a global crisis, bring in the world banking system publicly as the government to pay carbon taxes to. But now to see the White House put it on whitehouse.gov last night, to see Gethner openly proposing it, to see it in Newsweek, to see it in Time Magazine, to see it in all these papers saying it's still hard for me to believe we're now here, all these decades of talk, all the preparation. We are now entering the final phase of the New World Order, and this is the time when we can actually defeat them. This is the key point. And so, what is it like to see, with you 45-plus years, with you 30 years, Ted, of fighting this, to now see it actually here and to be vindicated?
Well, okay, I'll jump in there.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, I was just about to say, in my time, I can tell you right now, Alex, people have never been so hungry for the truth than they are right now. I've never seen it come to a head like this. I've never, I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't know it was going to happen even in my lifetime, that it was going to come to this. And it's interesting to have people opening their eyes. I mean, I'm hitting just about everybody everywhere in radio with Creature from Jekyll Island ads, with Bob Chapman's newsletter ads. I'm trying to feed them the information that'll give them the answers that they're so hungry for, because the baloney that's coming from the mainstream media is not answering their questions. They know it. They want it.
Absolutely. I got Joe Rogan about to come in studio after we play this clip about the poison light bulbs they're making everybody take with mercury and lead, but also the cell phone type radiation they're putting off. That's coming up in a moment. But, Bob, comment on that, and we're going to let you guys go.
They've opened a window of opportunity for themselves to implement world currency and world government. But it also, when that window's open, it gives us the opportunity to do exactly what Alex is talking about. We've got to hit them with the truth by getting to the public and letting the public know what they're up to, and get an enraged public during a time when there's massive unemployment.
Yes, we've got to carry the ball. This is an opportunity for them, an opportunity for liberty. This is the time for the maximum effort, ladies and gentlemen. Look, Obama's even said it. The White House has said it. They've got 200 days to ram through the total world government. They know it's unpopular. Biden has said it. We can defeat it. Again, call Ted Anderson. Call Midas Resources to protect yourselves with precious metals. 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. Bob Chapman, Ted Anderson. We'll talk to you both very soon. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks, Alex.